friends. Well, today we're at the Home Depot, and as you can tell, it's snowing. So I figured I'd do my intro kind of stuff out here for a change. Just don't like get my phone full of snow, but it's the price we pay for doing the video thing. Anyway, so what's happening is I decided to do some stuff on the future van build before I even buy the van. So what that means is there's some things I can do before I buy it. One thing is I can build cupboard doors, and I plan to do that. Gotta be very careful with the measurements because, you know, you don't want to build it wrong, and that's a risk. So hopefully I don't screw that up. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build an electrical kind of box. Like it's going to hold a couple light switches and what else? I'm going to buy some high power USB connections. And then what I'm working on right now is building a box for my fridge. Basically, it's like a drawer that's going to have casters on the bottom. I'm going to be able to slide it out and access my fridge. The problem is I'm not really sure what's the best way to do it. Should I make it with casters and slide it out? Or should I make it so that I can just open the lid and it's a part of my counter? Well, I've opted for the former because I figure I get more counter space if I leave the counter alone. And worst case scenario, I could always change it later, and it's hard for me to describe what I mean without having a picture or something, but no can do at this moment. So that's what's happening. I'm starting to build stuff for the future van. I'm trying to build things that are going to be very small or not going to take up any room for obvious reasons. The fridge box, I'm going to put the fridge inside it, so it's not going to take up much space. You know, I'm going to have a maximum of 1 inch around it for insulation. And the cupboard doors, there's going to probably be about 8 of them, and they're going to be roughly 1 foot by 1 foot. So that should be okay. It's a weird little white thing. I think that's a snowflake on the lens there. Trippy. And then, yeah, so that's what we're doing. So one thing I've done is I've taken out my recliner. Remember, I put my recliner in my van. I put like a seat from a VW Jetta. Well, I took that out because honestly, I'm not really sitting in it that much. It's much warmer on my bed where my heater, the radiant heat, is right beside me. And it ends up just getting piled with stuff. You know how it is living in a van. Or maybe you don't. So, yeah, I took that out and I put a big box there that I'm just sticking stuff in to store. Like wood and little bits and bobs. All right. So what we have here is the first project of the new van. I don't know if I can really even say that, to be honest, but I'm going to try to do it. What I'm building is an insulated box for this fridge. So what I'm going to use is this Frost King duct insulation. I'm a little bit apprehensive about using this, but there's a couple reasons I'm going to try it. Number one, it says R value 3. Now, This stuff isn't regulated. How can you really tell it's R value 3? It is closed cell foam. It's less than 1/8 of an inch. It's 1/8 of an inch with the foil on it. So it's close. But I'll use this piece of wood as a straight edge. It's pretty straight. I'll show you what's going on here. See right here? That's what you call a gap. This fridge is not square. I'm not surprised at all. It's like molded plastic. So if I just stick some polystyrene around it, there's going to be a huge air gap, which means air is going to get in there, of course, and it's not going to be insulated as well. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to wrap it in this, and I'm going to do 2 layers for R6, quote unquote R6. And of course I'm going to make sure I don't cover these vent holes. Vent hole, there's one on this side. So that's the plan. We're over here at Lowe's in sunny New Westminster, British Columbia. It's about -1 centigrade right now. So this is something to do that's making progress. And I do like to try to progress forward. We're going to use this birch plywood. This is like expensive. By the way, I saved my receipt, and just this stuff that I bought today, this plywood, this clamp, someone's got a Value Village thing here, that's not from this. This drill bit, it's supposed to be like an impact wrench drill bit. I thought it was magnetic, but it's not. That was like $3. Clamp, plywood, drill bit. This piece of metal, which I'm going to use as a straight edge, is like $7. All this together, oh, plus the Frost King, was $80. So, since I'm beginning this build, I'm going to do my best to collect all my receipts and see what the total cost is. This stuff is like $40. Okay, so what I got here is the shelving unit piece I got from Lowe's. That's using as a straight edge. And I got it clamped down on the board, and this is going to be a nice straight edge because I measured it. You can see this tape here, it's like 1 1/8 and a bit, and that's the distance from the edge of the blade to the outer edge of the saw. So then when you cut it, do this here. I'm not going to do it for real. It'll go right along there, and because this is straight, your cut will be straight. Well, another day, and we're at the Home Depot. But today, the weather has turned beautiful yet ugly. And here we are, trying to keep the snow off the stuff as I'm working on it. And are we having fun yet or what?
Ride like a race for family when you hear like you're alone. The rusty gears of morning, faceless busy phones, we gladly run in circles.
Alright guys, well there you have it. Getting out of the snow pretty soon here. My hand is getting cold, and my phone is getting wet. Thanks for watching, and be well, my friends.